So, because 2025 is almost over and maybe some of you thought about getting Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker because in my opinion it's one of those anime pillar games that still has a pretty solid fan base and is going on a good path with the updates. Today in this video I'm going to do a complete beginner's guide on Shinobi Striker, and I don't want to imply that I am a good player. Hell, I'm at least average when it comes to fighting. I just love Naruto as a kid and still do now, so this game has a special place in my heart, and also because it's the reason I'm doing YouTube. But jokes aside, if you are a Naruto fan, you're absolutely going to love this game. More or less. So first things first, when you enter the game you are able to create your own ninja. This is what this game is all about, not following a specific character story in the show, but giving you the ability to create your shinobi and add whatever jutsus you want in your arsenal. At first you will be able to select some basic hairstyles or outfits or stuff like that. This game thrives on the gacha system, which is a system that makes you grind the game for scrolls that you can open, and in these scrolls you can get weapons, outfit, ninja tools, nowadays summoned animals. Of course, there is a way of getting these scrolls without grinding or wasting time, as some people like to say, and this is by purchasing with real money. I will show you guys why personally I think it is the best to get a save file from the start in order to experiment and see what you like. After you create your shinobi, you will most likely be put into a tutorial, and after that some little missions to get you familiar with the game. Sadly, I cannot provide footage with that because the game doesn't support multiple save files, so once you press that new game button instead of the continue button by mistake, sorry to say, but everything you worked for is gone. Alright, now you are in the lobby, you see people walking around and you ask yourself, what am I doing next? Well, this right here where you spawned is the main lobby. There are multiple NPCs scattered around the map that take you to a different section of the game. First, we have 1010 and her ninja tool shop, which is basically the place where you appraise those scrolls we talked about earlier, and also the place where you see what items you can get, because this game has a few shops that change every single week. This game has weekly updates where the shop changes. The most important one is the featured lineup, where you will see the new items added to the game, and also SS plus weapons, which are very important, so you stick until the end to see why. You can do other things here, such as selling your duplicate items in exchange for Rio. Then you can use that Rio to buy quality scrolls. By the way, the best scrolls in the game are valuables and esoterics. Well, yeah, moonlights too, but they have the same drop chances as esoterics. The only difference is that they are bought with real money. Here you can also buy jutsus for your character, hairstyles, outfits, weapons, and the list goes on. The exchange shop is kind of the same thing as a normal shop. The only difference is that you get these items with exchange tickets rather than gambling with scrolls. And the next question is how you get those tickets. Well, by gambling with scrolls. Yeah, I know it sounds ironic, but when you get a duplicate from the scrolls, you get a set amount of tickets. Gather a number of tickets and you can get something from the exchange shop. Pretty simple. Moving now to Sakura, which is the inn. Here you can customize your loadout and how you want to go in battle. First of all, this game works on classes. You have the ATK class, which has a good amount of HP and deals more close range damage. The range class, which is the lowest HP class in the game, but also it is the quickest when it comes to movement. The defense class, which is the slowest class, but also the most tankiest class, having the most HP in the whole game. And then there is the healer class, which kinda is in between ATK and range, and also has the ability to equip healing jutsus. The loadout itself consists of a weapon, a ninja tool, the outfit your character wears, and this is also very important because each outfit has a different skill. These skills help you in battle. They can make you run faster, they can make you so that you can break guards more easily, and yeah, you get the whole idea. The list goes on. Then we move to the jutsu section with two normal jutsus, a substitution, and a secret technique, which is basically your ultimate. Every jutsu is locked behind a class, so you cannot use a teleportation jutsu on any other class besides ATK, and the same goes for every other jutsu. Now, you may ask me, where do I get these jutsus? How do I unlock them? That's where Sasuke comes in play when you enter his ninjutsu library. This game will let you unlock jutsus when you select a specific character as your VR master. Each and every single time you play anything in this game, you level up your VR master. Each level has its own rewards, and this is how a reward list looks like of a VR Master. When you come back from a game into the lobby, you go to Sasuke again and see if you leveled him up or not. Be careful, if you actually leveled him or not, if you don't go to Sasuke again, you will not unlock this reward, so you need to enter the ninjutsu library again. Once you get those jutsus, you are free to use them. There are multiple free VR Masters in the game to choose from, and you can spend time grinding everyone and unlocking their jutsus. But now we get to the fun part, in my opinion. This game is closing in on its 9th season. This game was released back in 2018 and is still releasing DLCs to this day. Every season has a number of DLCs. There are a lot of DLCs, so I'm not going to go through everything because I already have a video on my channel with the best DLCs to get in 2025. So you can go check that out. Alright, so you figured out your scroll, your loadout, your VR Master, you want to level up. Next question is, how do I play and what do I play? Well, this game has two modes of playing, online and offline. Let's start with the offline first. In order to do that, you must go to the Kakashi NPC in the lobby and enter his VR arena. This is where you will have multiple missions where you will fight people like Itachi or the Akatsuki or Gamabunta, Kurama, Sasuke Susanoo. If you ask me, for a casual player, you just need to get some friends into your party and just chill and try to beat these missions. Every mission is ranked depending on its difficulty, starting from D and going all the way to S. This VR arena mode is very good for beginners because it can unlock you accessories and some other stuff when you complete the mission. In order to receive these rewards, you must open the Kakashi scrolls in the ninja tool shop we talked about earlier. Every single time you finish a mission, you will get a Kakashi scroll, so you must open that up to see what you got. Now, the online mode is also separated in other game modes. Each week we have an event where everybody is facing against each other. There is the Ninja World League, which is a 4v4 system based on teams. There are 3 game modes that can run in the Ninja World League. The flag battle, which is exactly what it says, you must get 2 flags from the enemy team in order to win the match. The base battle, in which you need to fill in that bar by capturing bases and holding on to them until that bar is full. The combat battle, in which you need to do a number of knockouts in order to finish and win the match. Then we have the Ninja World Face-Off, which takes place in the Chunin Exams Arena map. This is an 8 players in game mode, but the difference is everybody is alone in this one. You need to get to 700 points for you to get first place and win. You get points by making knockouts, assists, and even staying alive for a period of time. The next one, the Red and White Battle, is the same as the Ninja World League. Same flag based combat battles, but players are separated into 2 teams, Team Snake or Team Toad. Sometimes it can be Team Slug. You will only get teammates that are on the same team as you are. Last but not least, the Ninja Hero Festival. This usually happens when a new DLC comes out and it would only let you play with your VR Master you have selected, so everybody's gonna play with a ninja from Naruto. This Hero Festival is there in order for people to try the new DLC before they buy it. Keep in mind, you can always play as any DLC in online or offline matches, but in order to get the jutsus and mix them up in your build, you need to buy the DLC. Also, keep in mind that when a new DLC releases, it will be available for purchase after 24 hours of its release. In that time, you can test it by playing as the DLC in the Hero Festival event. A lot of people actually asked me why they didn't get the DLC when they already have the Season Pass bought. And yeah, that's basically why. You can buy it or you can receive it after 24 hours. Now, let's talk about the SS Plus weapons and what they are. First off, the weapons are separated by rarity in this game, starting at C, then B, then A, then S, then SS, and then finally SS+. For a time, the SS weapons were the rarest and hard to get weapons in the game until they decided to raise the stakes and add a new rarity to the game. The SS Plus weapons are not just some weapons that are harder to get. While they are pretty hard to pull, they are insanely overpowered Each SS Plus weapon does something unique and tied to the specific character is based on. For example, the Itachi Tosca Blade will let you fight with Itachi Susanoo, or the Warfan on the defense class will let you fight with Madara Susanoo. The 8 Trigram Spawn on the healer class will let you use the Hyuga technique in order to do 128 hit combos, and the list goes on. I already have a video on my channel where I rank all the SS Plus weapons, so you can go check that out. Now that you know how the game works, I'm not gonna talk on how to attack or move in the game. The tutorial did that for me. So in closing, I wanna provide y'all with some free to play builds to get you started on. So first things first, the ATK class. This class is better used when you wanna jump in the fight. For the first jutsu, you wanna use the teleportation jutsu. It might seem boring, but this jutsu, after you use it, it will boost your tracking and your close range damage by a lot. Second jutsu is the almighty push. You get this by leveling up Pain, and you unlock Pain by leveling up Conan. This can break guards and also deal great damage. The substitution, you can go with the clay clone. You get this by leveling up Deidara. And for the ult, I'll say go with Kamui. After the buff, you can cast Kamui in the air, so it'd be pretty easy to get a kill. For the range class, you can go with the flame bombs. This jutsu is pretty great on knockback, so people will not get the chance of fighting you close range. And then for the second jutsu, you can go with the flame control. This jutsu will let you burn enemies with Amaterasu over time, and it can be put on multiple targets as well. For the substitution, you can go with the normal substitution jutsu, and to close it off, you gotta go with the Shikigami dance. It has been reworked, and now when you deal damage, paper bombs will explode the target. For defense, I would highly recommend to go with the Silent Strangle from the Yamato VR Master. It will bind them and leave them open for combos. And then second jutsu is the Subterranean Voyage. You will travel underground, not being able to take damage from the enemy and also recovering your HP while you're underground. You get this from the Kisame VR Master, and for the sub you can go with the Bird clone from Itachi. And finally, for the ult, the Water Rosary Bondage is amazing. You get this from Kisame as well, and he can put the whole enemy team in bubbles and drowning them over time. Finally, for the healers, I would go with the Heavy Boulder Jutsu. This is amazing as it can do insane damage and be a combo extender. Second jutsu is the Palm Sage Jutsu. You will be able to run while healing yourself and your teammates, so you can be a great support in battle. For the substitution, I'll pick high speed movement so you can escape from the enemy pretty quick. And then for the ult, I'll go with the Spring Storm Jutsu from the Sarada VR Master, as it can both do damage and heal your team and you at the same time. So yeah boys, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will gladly respond to anything if I missed something. But yeah, if you thought about getting Shinobi Striker, hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to join the Uzumaki family. That would mean the world to me. And yeah, I guess I'll see y'all next time. Take care.
Tensei